by the captains. The Australians, they have left out Jeff Marsh at the top of the order, and Mark Taylor and Merv Hughes. So the team is Tom Moody and David Boone to go in first, then Jones, Waugh, Alan Border, Steve Waugh, Healy, Taylor, McDermott, Whitney and Reid. Jeff Marsh will be carrying the drinks today. And the Zimbabwe side, they haven't won a match yet, but they have beaten Australia in a World Cup match before, and they are not a combination to be taken lightly. Ali Shah, Andy Flower, Alistair Campbell and Andy Pycroft, David Houghton, then Andy Waller, Kevin Arnott, Eddo Brandes, Mark Burmester, John Traicos, Kevin Dewars and Wayne James is 12th man. So the point temperature, you say it's going to be a maximum of 19. It's not quite that yet. Eddo Brandes to bowl the first ball. It's a good start for Australia. May not have come off the exact centre of the bat, but Tom Moody will take it. '30th one-day international for Tom Moody.
But not on. Shah getting across quickly from mid-off position.
Yes, Zimbabwe won the toss and decided to field first. So Tom Moody now taking straight at the Church Street end. Oh, there's a run out here. He's gone. Boone wanted one, then send him back. So poor old Tom Moody left stranded in the middle of the pitch. And that's not a great start for Australia. It seemed to me that Boone said yes and then decided against it. And that was the end of that, because Moody had committed to Boone's call and couldn't get back. Let's have another look.
Yes, off the thigh pad there, and there comes Boone, and then he says no. And poor Tom Moody's gone for all money. That's a tragedy for Tom Moody and Australia, because they're looking for early runs from the big striker from Western Australia. So the Zimbabweans away to a good start. It's 1 for 8.
If ever there's a batsman that can get the scoreboard ticking right from the word go, he's the man. A lot depending on him today. And he's out pretty early. He's out there because of a dreadful misunderstanding. And Boone would be aware that this was his fault. Let's have another look at it quickly.
Yes, there was Boone coming. And Tom Moody, a big man, was going and sent back and was out by 2 or 3 metres.
That's a good shot from David Boone. He loves them in that area, roundabout leg stump, and reasonably well pitched up at medium pace. I tell you what, a few more of those and David Boone will really lift this run rate, which is what Australia need.
Superb stroke, and just getting onto leg stump, and beautifully balanced David Boone just beats the man at backward square leg. He made a big dive at it. He's on the 30-yard line, but it raced
runs of 20 balls. Jones has the strike. Good shot. He's picked 1 or 2 up in that area around that leg stump. And that was right off the meat of the bat. It's a long boundary down there. They'll run 4.
Brandes pitching up, and Jones and Boone picking him off nicely on the onside. Long boundary down to long on. Good running between the wickets. It was always going to be 4 all run if it didn't make the fence. Confident stroke by Dean Jones. Good positive straight bat there. Nicely timed on drive.
Good shot by Jones. Lovely cut shot, and into the fence he goes. 4 runs, good effort down there by Kevin Dewars, diving away to his right.
Bit of bounce in, and Jones did well to get over the top of that. Beautifully balanced square cut. Timed it to perfection, went very quickly to the short boundary for 4.
He certainly attacked that one, bouncing off the fence down there. That's a full toss. He needs to stop that one. So just 2 there to Jones. He'd be a bit disappointed he didn't get that one away for 4.
Brandes
in the air and just short of cover. He's trying to hit that to the leg side. Hit the front edge of the bat and went out on the offside. So Jones just a little bit lucky. Some movement out there. I think that little indication was that perhaps it'd be a good idea to play straight or hit the ball straight. You can see how he was trying to flick it away on the onside. The back of the bat and bobbed out on the offside. Running by Jones. We go back to the 3rd here. That's well done. Sense of urgency for Jones there. Circuit commentary now is going to be in Chapel and Clive Rice.
Thanks, Tony. Good morning. That's unbelievable running from Dean Jones to get 3 for that. Just a push. I think for a moment David Boone thought that mid-on was actually going to get a and drop. With a left hand to it. And David Boone thinking about a second, which would have been disastrous. The bowler applauding, but Kevin Arnott just getting the left hand on it and saving 4, but not hanging on to the catch.
Yes, it was a very good effort by Arnott as Boone timed the ball nicely with really hits it in the middle. And on a flying dive, reminiscent of a goalkeeper. And I'm sure he'd be delighted that he's actually saved the 4. And there you see the rain clouds that are causing a couple of showers here, which Australia certainly don't need interrupting their innings.
Beautifully struck. It's a bit of bounce here, always is at Bellerive, and it's good for horizontal bat shots. And David Boone plays them extremely well.
Yes, that little bit of bounce here really does suit David Boone, and Deers at his pace cannot afford to bowl it in. What a superb shot that is. Really times it beautifully.
Came into the competition in terrific form, scored a century against New Zealand, but he's had the misfortune to be run out a few times in this competition, 3 times in all.
His Burmester here has got to really try and keep it tight. Brandes was going for a few, and
that is well hit.
Boone now showing his intentions. He's now played himself in, and he's now really attacking the bowlers. And yeah, Burmester drops it short, and that is no place to bowl to David Boone. He cracks it away back with a square. 4 runs. Turkle, then a gully and an extra cover saving that single.
Mark Burmester at fine leg. That 50 partnership coming off 69 balls. And we've got another change at the river end this time. It's going to be Ali Shah coming into the attack. He replaces Kevin Dewars. None for 13 off 6. Dewars, a very tidy spell. 1 maiden in his opening spell.
Ali Shah there just getting himself loosened up, because he can't afford to have any warm-up balls that aren't directly on target. Two runs. Jones looking for 3 with the speed that he's got up and down the pitch. The Zimbabwe fielders have to really be careful, because he can easily make it, and he's taking them on at half a chance.
There are plenty of fans here. It's nicely hit by Dean Jones, getting it down and getting it away from the fine leg Kevin Dewars.
Dave Houghton will be looking for his bowlers to bowl with discipline and really concentrate on the line and length. And here it's exactly the opposite. Short down the leg side, and that has got to go for 4. And Dean Jones does the job.
That'll help the Australian run rate. A couple of boundaries.
Dean Jones, you cannot afford to bowl him a half volley on leg stump. And here, having already bowled him a short delivery, he's trying to get the next one up to the bat a bit further, and doesn't quite have the control, and Dean Jones cracks that one away square. Magnificent shot.
Big appeal there for LBW. But Brian Aldridge from New Zealand not too interested in that one. Have another look here.
Was the arm ball going straight on, and it may have hit David Boone on the thigh, on the back leg. John Traicos wasn't all that amused when it was turned.
1 for 84. One bouncing over the top of the square fieldsman right off the meat of the bat. Lovely shot by David Boone. We know that that's one of his favourite shots, and this is an example of how he puts it into practice.
He's got a good break there, David Boone. He hit it straight at the fielder, but because he hit it into the square, the hard part of the ground.
It's got him. Good delivery, good line, and then Barry Shah getting the ball to cut from off the leg, break through.
Very well bowled, and since the rain, the Zimbabwe bowlers have done very well. They've kept a tight line and length. The Australians looked as though they were getting away from them before the rain break. But now David Boone has gone, the second wicket, and it didn't find the inside edge. It was just a good in-cutter.
Border goes over cover again. That's a great shot. That's Alan Border at his best.
Once again, that little bit of room, and Border was quick to seize on it. It's one thing to have the ball bowled in that fashion, another to take advantage of it.
Good shot, this.
Off stump.
That's very well bowled from John Traicos, and he's out. Lured him down the track. Alan Border overbalances. And Andy Flower behind the stumps completes the job. Border stumped and out for 22. That's a good platform from which to launch some sort of assault. Excellent place for Dean Jones to be. One more. Dean Jones 50. As he flips confidently to the mid-wicket. Very well played, Dean Jones.
Dean Jones is 50 there. He's been playing very confidently from the minute he walked to the crease this morning, and he's now got the responsibility of really upping Australia's rate.
And he's gone. Mark Berners to strikes. Dean Jones just dragging this ball on, trying to run it down the third man. But only succeeds in using the inside edge to bring the ball back onto the stumps.
Then he's a little bit expensive. Jones punishing him, and yeah, he gets his own back. pull the seams back, inside edge, hitting leg stump as he tried to run it down to third man. Jones will be very disappointed.
Steve Waugh has come to join his twin brother Mark Waugh. Oh, it's dropped it. Dropped it. Andy Flower diving to his right there. Desperate bid. The ball not quite sticking in the gloves this time. And Steve Waugh gets an early let-off.
This is just what Zimbabwe needed. A good catch there behind the stumps, but unfortunately, a knock-on coming and just not quite getting hold of it. That's a great let-off for Australia.
Beautifully played. Nicely timed shot from Mark Waugh. Brandes the man after it. He's going to cut this off just inside. Dramatic dive. Nearly succeeded in pushing the ball into the fence, but 3 runs. 4 runs indeed, 4 runs. All run, and Australia now 4 for 149.
This is the 38th over, the run rate 4.61. In the air and into the gap. Fine shot.
Yes, that's what they've got to do. They've got to get that ball up over the infield. It's not a big ground. Certainly not by Australian standards. And a few heaves like this in the direction of mid-wicket, especially if there isn't a fielder back there, is the order of the day.
A really consistent score against Zimbabwe in World Cup matches, only been out the once for 45.
He's also scored plenty of runs against Zimbabwe in their own country.
Big hit, the man's coming around, he won't get to it. Falls in. And run 3.
Campbell, the fieldsman down there, Alistair Campbell. A long way to go to his left. Run around there because once again they're going for the gap. And watch him go here. Just managing to cut that one off. And that hit the stumps, and a big shake of the head there from umpire Steve Buckner. It must have been pretty close, but it was probably close enough for him to give the benefit of the doubt to the batsman.
50-run partnership of 35 balls. Well, it was close, wasn't it? Oh, boy, that would have hurt. Could have broken a hand. Really did hammer that back. It was a good save.
He's a tough chicken farmer, mate, from Zimbabwe. There's no way in the world you're going to break his hand.
He certainly didn't show the white feather there, I tell you that, because this was really hit back hard. It was a catch. Look at that.
So I don't think he was trying to arrange that as a catch. I think that just hit him.
Fine shot. Superb shot off his toes, in fact. Mark Waugh, magnificent onside player. There it goes again. Fieldsman this time cuts it off, throws to the bowler's end, and Steve Waugh home safely. Good running.
Yes, they should have a good understanding, these two. They've played cricket with each other for long enough. Starting, no doubt, in the backyard as little boys.
That's going out square leg. The man coming around doesn't get there. It's 4.
It didn't quite get that in the meat of the bat. Otherwise, it would have gone a lot straighter, as it turned out. It didn't matter because it went flying away to the short boundary down at square leg. And on the bounce went for 4.
Steve Waugh rushes to 49. An early let-off. He's taken full advantage of that. He's played superbly. Dropped off the second ball he received by the wicketkeeper, Andy Flower. That's 50. Well played.
Yes, very well played. He may well have been dropped, but he's taken advantage, full advantage of that little mistake by the Zimbabweans. And he certainly helped lift this run rate. Those are his figures, a strike rate of 128, which gives you some idea of how well he's done. Just 39 balls for his 50.
That's 6. That's a big hit. Mark Waugh right under the hill. A long way back.
Boy, when he hits them, they stay hit. That's his 50 as well. So the brothers Waugh turning it on here for the Australians.
Could be 6 more. No, I don't think. I think that would have gone. Silly lad put his hand over the fence.
Yes, whose side's he on? He signalled 6. I'm not too sure about that. The little lad in the crowd leant forward there, and it probably would have nicked the top of the rail, in which case it would have been 4. Have another look at this.
Yes, it looked like it was going to crash into the top of the fence. Watch it on replay. Well, the man, the lead jumper, dropped it. Got him. The slow ball. Played on. Fine effort by Stephen Waugh. A wonderful partnership.
There's a fantastic effort by him. He got a chance early on, but boy, did he make the most of it. Smashed the thing to every corner of this ground. And Eddo Brandes striking there, taking a leaf out of Waugh's book, actually, bowling a slower ball, which he eventually dragged onto the stumps. Here we are, an outside edge, and went squirting away, hit the off stump. So Waugh out for 55, just 43 balls, 5 for 257.
Ian Healy joins Mark Waugh.
But he's a tough little customer, and I tell you what, he doesn't half give them a thrash as well.
Big shout for LB. He's gone. That's a vital wicket. It's a ball wasted from Australia's point of view. So Healy out. LBW for a duck.
Yes, he got forward there. Interesting to see this replay, whether or not he managed to get outside the line. Ball just nipping back. He wasn't that far forward. And umpire Steve Buckner from the West Indies having a very good look, taking his time, and then eventually giving him out. So Healy had no option. He had to go for it. Out for a duck. And Australia 6 for 258.
Peter Taylor. As Kevin Dewars want to keep the ball well up, very full to Mark Waugh because he's so strong on the onside. Mark Waugh will be looking for the boundaries in that region. They're good hits, but they're not about a 70-metre boundary. That's well bowled, the full pitch, but he may get 2. He does, and keeps the strike.
He'd be looking for the really big hit. He'd be trying to hit it way into that crowd down in the background there.
It's well bowled. And back for 2. It's good running by Peter Taylor. 1 ball remaining for the Australian side with Mark Waugh on strike. A very good effort by their batsman.
Yes, I think if he gets his way, he knows there's just 1 to go. What he'd be trying to do is smack the ball right up in there. That'll be the idea, if he can get underneath it, but the bowler will be aware of the fact that he's got to try and keep it right up in the block hole. Don't let him get underneath it.
It's Down to long off. Pitata will come back for the second. Good running. Excellent innings from Mark Waugh. 6 for 265. Well, the batsmen have done their job here for Australia at Bellerive.
Card 6 for 265. A wonderful partnership between Steve Waugh and Mark Waugh. 113 from just 69 balls. A tremendous performance from everyone. That's what they had to do, set a big target, and I reckon they made 30 to 35 more than could realistically have been expected there. A half-hour lunch break, and then 266 the target for the Zimbabwe.
That one came back quite a bit. Flipped the pad on the way through to Ian Healy.
This is a superb delivery by Bruce Reid.
From behind, it looked as though it may have flicked the pad and then gone up and flicked his bat on the way through to Ian Healy. It's very, very difficult to actually tell, and certainly you wouldn't blame the umpire for giving it not out. It's nicely struck. Three runs off that over. Zimbabwe none for 7. They are on 6, Shah 5. That's well hit. Nicely into the gap.
Mike Whitney just holding that one in, but it's Zimbabwe get 3 for 3.
Oh, and into the gap. In the air and right into the gap. The only place that Border hasn't got anyone. That was unlucky.
No wonder Bruce Reid is shaking his head out there, wondering what's going on. He's bowled really well. A little bit of away movement there to the left-hander, and straight between Border and Steve Waugh. 2 slips, 2 gullies, no third slip. Can't have them everywhere. He's got 4 men in catching position at the moment.
Oh, it's in him. Tried to duck underneath that. No call from the square leg umpire. Quite rightly so as well. He ducked right into that. We are going to see the change that we thought may take place. Stephen Waugh. He's got that one away. That was a very bold shot. And pitched perhaps on off stump, or may even have been just outside. And it was swatted away to square leg.
And I like the way Flower went down the pitch, just declined to catch Steve Waugh's eye.
Slower ball and well played. He's picked that nice and early, and he's wafted it away down towards deep mid-wicket and just into the fence. It was outside off stump, that one, and he certainly got onto it quickly. Shah's at a go at that one as well. Reid's at third man. And that could be close. Yes, he's got him. He's out, run out. Reid's got a beautiful arm. And very, very well picked up too there by Healy. The ball came in on the bounce. It wasn't quite a half volley, but he took it superbly, had the bails off in a flash. And Ali Shah has got himself run out.
This is a beautiful take by Healy. Just at that awkward spot where it bounced, and he has taken it quite beautifully. That's a superb piece of wicket keeping. Shah out for 24, 1 for 47.
Alistair Campbell, also a left-hander. Well, gone, it's Border, he can't chip to Border, that's the wicket they needed, Australia, that's the second wicket down. Steve Waugh maybe with a slower delivery there, change of pace, deceiving the batsman.
Here's the drinks break, just upset the concentration of the Zimbabwean batsman. And there you are, Flower just playing forward, chipping it up, easy catch to Alan Border, running round to his right. That was the wicket Australia need. Zimbabwe 2 for 51.
Andy Pycroft, the new batsman, a right-hander, taking guard from umpire Steve Bucknor. Steve Waugh, with his change of pace, he rolled out that slower delivery. Andy Flower just chipped it up to Border, who took a regulation catch. And that's a vital wicket for Australia, the first with the bowler taking part. And a little simple catch there to Border coming across from mid-wicket. Out! 2 and 2 balls for Stephen Waugh. Mark Wardship takes the catch. A poor shot that, but a good ball. Moved off the pitch. All of a sudden, there's 3 out for 51.
This is certainly Steve Waugh's day today. Batted magnificently. Yeah, he's just removed Andy Flower. And now Pycroft come to the crease. First ball gets him in 2 minds. And gets him to just fish outside the off stump and just steer it straight to slip. Thank you very much.
Pycroft out, first ball duck. It's a long way from his body, but the line was right by Warren. It held its line, it didn't come in from off to leg. It carried on, and Mark Waugh, with a magnificent pair of hands, took a straightforward regulation catch. But this is vital for Australia. If they can bundle out Zimbabwe for under 100, it'll give their percentage a tremendous boost. Good, safe catch. Beautiful pair of hands.
Now we have Dave Houghton, the captain, the Zimbabwe captain, coming to the crease.
Campbell's yet to score, Horton's yet to score. Steve Waugh's on a hat-trick. Big shout for LB. The question was asked. No, says umpire Steve Bucknor. Steve Waugh's got the hands on the hips, and it seemed to be going down the leg side, but it was a big shout.
Steve Waugh very disappointed here. Only one other hat-trick ever before. Oh, and he jams his foot straight down the wicket, possibly just going down leg, and umpire Bucknell denies Waugh the opportunity of a hat-trick.
And that was a top decision. Certainly would have missed a leg stump. The batsman was forward. That's a good start. He's off the mark. Campbell getting that short ball and finding the gap. Well, this is an interesting over. 2 wickets. A big shout for LB of 4. And now Michael Whitney, the left armour, replaces Bruce Reid. Gone! Waugh does it, Whitney does it. Good fielding and perfect bowling. Mark Waugh with a perfect pair of hands. Picks up Campbell, and Zimbabwe crumbling against some very good bowling here at Bellerive.
Whitney bowling superbly to the left-handers here. Finally, the edge. Mark Waugh lines it up perfectly, judges it perfectly, rolls over. Zimbabwe just deeper in trouble. Whitney there. Very delighted. Zimbabwe 4 for 57.
Andrew Waugh, big hitting batsman, hit 4 sixes in the World Cup so far. His strike rate is excellent, 88.4.
And he's bowled him round his legs. There was a big shout for LBW a little earlier. It was given not out by Steve Bucknor, but on this occasion Craig McDermott has made the umpire redundant by hitting the stumps.
Well, Dave Houghton gets too far across to Craig McDermott here. Leaves that leg stump just exposed enough. The ball comes off the pad. And as Ian Chappell suggests, that previous LBW shout being made to look a very good one by this subsequent dismissal. And Dave Houghton is out for 2. Zimbabwe are now 5 for 69.
Kevin Arnott is the new man at the crease. It's nicely hit. Looks quite a competent player, Andy Waller.
Well, none of the Australian bowlers have exactly given much away today. It's a rare loosish delivery from Mike Whitney.
giving Andy Waller the chance to pull the ball away to the leg side.
Tom Moody is about to start a spell. Well, that's a good shot. Short delivery and pulled away in front of square.
Moody hasn't settled down very quickly into a rhythm yet, and comes in and drags this one down again. And while I haven't seen exactly what he'd bowled a little bit earlier, it lined him up and deposited it straight over the mid-wicket for 4.
Got that away, and that's it, out. Right off the meat of the bat, straight down the throat of the third man. Peter Taylor down there, hardly having to move, and it's because he hit it so well that it carried all the way to him.
Australia really doing the job on Zimbabwe today. And yeah, he drops it short again, cuts it, and yeah, there you are. Moody obviously not very happy with the fact that he's pulled it down and managed to get it away, but it's Zimbabwe 6 for 88.
Eddo Brandes out there to replace Andrew Waller. That's well played. Straight down the ground, running away down to the long on boundary. Read the fieldsman. Beautiful throw. But that's not going to prevent 4 runs. Or run.
Eddo Brandes here playing a slightly uncharacteristic shot. It's not out of the MCC coaching book. Drags it down to mid-on, and Reid does a great bit of fielding.
Oh, he's bowled him! Neck and crop.
Whitney really been rewarded here. He's been bowling extremely well this afternoon. Yeah, Eddo Brandes bowled neck and crop. There it comes. Oh, what a magnificent delivery. Straight through between bat and pad, just nipped back on him. And that is out.
Is on it, clean bowled, and Zimbabwe now 7 down for 97. It's Mark Burmester, the new batsman, just 24 years of age. He's a right-hander. It's a good shot. Over the top she goes, down towards the cover boundary. Won't quite get there. McDermott will be there first. Back for 3.
Gone straight to border. A pull shot off Reid. Not timed by Mark Burmester. He caught it straight to him off the end of the bat. Border took the catch. It's 8 for 117.
Well, Alan Border's move is certainly paying off there. Bruce Reid dropping the ball slightly short. Mark Burmester paddling rather more than pulling this ball to leg. No real aggression in the shot, straight to Alan Border, who does cling on to it. Thought about dropping it briefly, but no problems there. And Zimbabwe now 8 down. Burmester out for 12.
John Traicos, the off-spinner, now batting, and Peter Taylor to continue with his right arm off-spin. It's well struck. It will go all the way. It's 8 for 125. Oh, straight to ball. Peter Taylor picks up John Traicos just at the right time. And Border, a brilliant field within the circle, caught that easily. It was well struck, but straight to the Australian captain.
Been 1 or 2 occasions where it's been difficult for the fielders out there looking straight into the sun. Borders on that side of the field. He's picked that one up much more easily than he did the previous catch, which got into the sun. So Peter Taylor claims a wicket. 9 down. Traicos out for 3. 9 for 132 in 40. New batsman is Kevin Dewars.
That's Stephen Warren. If he does err, it's normally to the offside. Occasionally he pushes it down the leg side, but it's the outswinger that goes wide. Alan Board will be a happy man tonight. It's been a great team effort. The selectors got it right. The players didn't let them down. It's the over bowl, 9 for 135. Peter Taylor continues. It's struck into the gap. They'll have to go for 2. They're not. Gives Peter Taylor a chance to bowl out the number 11. Kevin Dewars, he'll try and use some flight, maybe get him down the track. In the air and safe. Chipped it over the bowler's head. Incredible. A leading edge. Just carried the 22 yards needed for safety over Peter Taylor's head.
And a few hearts in the mouth out there. Not normally associated with the score of 137, with a team certain of victory as the Australians are. But they will know that every one of these balls that doesn't take a wicket, doesn't take the last wicket, could, in the end, just cost them semi-final place. They'll get 2 points from today to take them to 6. Then they've got to win against West Indies to take them to 8.
It's a big hit. The man's coming in. He's under it. He'll catch this. Yes, that's the end. Well bowled. A bit of flight there from Peter Taylor.
That was a splendid performance from just how well they performed in the field against Zimbabwe. So it's 137 all out. They got away to a decent start, Shah and Flower, with 47 from 87 balls faced, and 137 in all in the Australian bowling figures. McDermott 8 overs, no maiden, 1 for 26. Reid 9 overs, 1 maiden, 1 for 18. Steve Waugh 7 overs, no maiden, 2 for 28, 2 for 15 for Whitney, 1 for 25 for Moody, and Taylor 2 for 14.